I be on my mission. Catch me, candid for these lenses. Catch me one day whipping in these Benzes. Catch me, catch me, catch me. Catch me, like we playing on. Roll one, and you gon' sing along. Hey, sip some, and you gon' get your dance on. Catch me, catch me, catch me, yeah. Drowning in ambition now.
Oh, alright, Ty, Tymicah, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yo, I'm gonna need to get my breath. I'm so sorry about that. Breathless. I'm joking. Oh, welcome to the show. I really appreciate you taking the moment to come here to share your vision with us, to share your journey in the music industry. It's such an honor to have you here. So I'm super excited to share the journey with my audience, and with your fans as well, so collectively watching. And where do we begin? I know we don't want to do the same orthodox interview. We're getting to know you pretty much. Sorry, that a lot of people know you already, because like you said, you do so much interviews. So we're gonna do things differently. And
well, thank you for having me. I just want to start saying that before we move on from that. I'm really excited to be such a fan of what you guys have done.
Thank you so much.
Space, it's awesome.
Wow, this is not just vibes, because I saw your talent, on social media. I was like, I have to have this one on the show. I like, let me have this one, So, sure, you've been working out with some big artists in the industry. How do you feel overwhelmed with all the big names and just venturing in the music industry and not be consumed by all that big energies?
I wouldn't say so. Like, in all honesty, I think I really do just see musicians as like people that share a similar passion to me, and so I don't ever feel out of place when I'm in a room, because I feel like I share that person's vision. Like, we wouldn't be working on something together. We wouldn't be speaking if we didn't have something to speak about. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really feel overwhelmed by like who it is that I'm dealing with. I think I've also just never been somebody who's been like, I don't know, it's hard to sell me a celebrity. Like, I will fan if like you've done a really cool work or something, then I'll be like, wow, well done on your work. But I mean, for me, it's like people are people,
Okay. Yeah. So when working with those lot of people, I'm sure you like, there's a lot of failures and ups and downs, and how do you venture through those journeys of potentially being a successful person, or when you fail as well? And how do you overcome those failures, to make sure that you learn valuable experiences to uplift yourself and your career?
I think when it comes to failure, it's so important to have a team behind you that can tell you what isn't your responsibility and what isn't your fault. So like, for me, I would rather everything be my fault, because then I'm the one who can change it and I'm the one who can make a difference. Like, if it's on someone else that I failed, then I'm just going to keep failing. So when it comes to failure, I say try and look for as much responsibility as you can, and have people that are honest with you about where it is that you slipped up and where it is that you've fallen short, but also just see failure as part of the process. Like, I don't think there's ever an end point, it ends when you die. So if you're not there yet, then it's part of it, and you can always rebrand and restructure it such that failure forms part of a larger success.
Wow, so wise, and you're 22 years old.
Thank you.
Sheesh, what happened? Where did this wisdom come from? What happened? Tell us a story.
What happened?
Yeah, tell us. Was someone who's so wise and very, assured with their values and morals, how do you not be consumed by the industry norms, and all the craziness that goes in, and not be wrapped and warped by them, and actually stay firm to who you are as an individual, and not change to conform to anything that's around you in that industry, in the music industry, because it can get very toxic.
I mean, I'm not sure if this is just because people aren't comfortable being a certain way around me, but I don't experience it, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know if I'm also just looking for the best in the industry. Like, I know my people, let's put it that way. I'm a very loyal person. So once I find somebody that resonates with me and shares similar values to me, I stick. And I know my people, and I stick with that. Like, I've had the same friends since I was 12. So I really don't often encounter like chaos and craziness. If I do, then it is a bit of a shock for me, because I think I'm so used to really lovely and good moral people. And then when that happens, I just try and learn what it is that I can. because obviously we must have some fundamental difference, but I don't view anybody as like crazy and chaotic and someone I can't learn from.
Yeah.
Like even somebody who's really got like
Problem.
traditionally
Yeah.
offside
Yeah.
morals, like I'm sure that there's something that they know that I just don't. So
Yeah. So even if you're dealing with someone that's just like inappropriate, and
inappropriate with me.
yeah, you're still gonna feel like, let me try to figure out what I can learn from this person.
Do you mean like sexually inappropriate with me during work?
Everything is, because I mean, there's
Yeah.
different things that you probably come across where people want to take advantage of you in order for you to give you open doors, Or am I assuming things here?
No, listen, I think there's a lot of that in the industry. That's the one part of the industry I have struggled with, like where I'm not really sure if a lot of the men that want to work with me truly admire my art or if they're interested in something else. And I think art is such a difficult thing because it's intimate, so if we make something together, that's like, it's like a child,
Yeah.
like we put in so much of ourselves into that thing and we're tied by this art forever now. So
Yeah.
it's a very, very intimate thing, and so it is difficult to draw those boundaries. But in terms of people being inappropriate with me, man, I haven't figured out how to handle that yet. Like I don't know what to do if somebody is that way.
You don't even try to dodge,
I mean, of course you do, but like if you gotta work, and
Wait, whoa. So what do you mean you gotta work, what does that mean?
like if I'm in a session and the producer's being a bit of a weirdo, but I have a song that needs to get done, like, and I'm not saying anyone else should do this, I just stomach the discomforts, but I'm learning how to get to the point where I'm able to say like stop, and luckily for me, none of it has been like,
Of course, you don't have to share more if you don't feel comfortable.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I haven't had any, like, there's a very big difference between, just feeling like there's a motive or, sometimes it being suggested and overt, like, people making me uncomfortable. Luckily, I haven't had that.
Yeah.
But, like, when I feel like there's a kind of inappropriate vibe here, I've just stomached it so far, but I'm hoping that with time in the industry, I'll know how to assert myself a bit better, because I'm a really soft person, so I do struggle.
Yeah. You're all kind of soft-spoken.
Yeah, I'm very soft.
Yeah, so I can imagine how people can be like, I can take it, take advantage, you see what I can do.
Yeah. Luckily, one thing is that I have had the privilege of just working with like really good men. So if there are bad men that have tried to like maneuver the situation, they've always come to my protection. So that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love that. The many of the goodness that you have overcomes the bad experience that you have. You remind yourself, okay, this is nothing. I have known a lot of other small characters, or a lot of known people, not only just men, but people that can also make you feel safe and guarded, that it's not always like this in the industry that you experience bad encounters.
No, I like the bad encounters are so few and far between, and I mean, when they're there, they're awful, to be honest with you. Like when it's like, okay, this person maybe sold you a dream, but it's because they wanted you.
They probably wanted to take you on a date or something.
Yeah, so they're selling you all these dreams, and I get really excited because I'm like, oh my god, you can open these doors, thank you so much. So it is like, it does take a little bit of like realizing and not being naive. And that's a learning curve for you to like experience what to do and what not to do. It's also a lot of discernment, but I can say like people in my life are super protective. Look, I want to make this clear from the very beginning. I'm such a blessed person. I don't know what I did in which lifetime to deserve the type of friends, family, and co-workers that I've gotten, but I get the cream of the crop. That's good. I'm happy that I feel like you're very spiritual, and I can tell that you're really like connected with God. Yeah, definitely. Okay, I love that. I want to know now, what small steps did you take for yourself? What initiative did you take to help you open these doors and create opportunities for yourself? I network like a crazy person, like, and not in like I go places to meet people, but when I'm out, I try not to just stick to the people I know. Like I speak to everybody, and I think I start with that mindset of like, what do you have to teach me? And when you start your mindset like that, you'll find out that everybody has something that they can add to your life, and sometimes you end up making really cool connections. So in terms of the small steps I took for that, it really was just talking to people, like even when it was uncomfortable. For someone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you're soft-spoken, and to take that
that journey, must be hard for you
No, I'm a soft-spoken introvert. So I mean extrovert. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm social.
So
I think
continue. Sorry, I just want to butt in unnecessarily. Sorry, continue. Sorry, my bad.
it's difficult if you're introverted for sure, but I'm not soft-spoken. I'm just soft.
Yeah.
Like I'm a very soft-hearted person. But if I need to, I can socialize. But I also just enjoy it. Like I always say I meet myself through strangers. So
Yeah.
whoever I can speak to, I will be more than happy to speak to people.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that opens so many more opportunities than you'd ever think.
Amen to that, girl.
Yeah.
It's like you cannot underestimate the softness that you show, face value. Because once you open that voice of yours, the rawness come out, the beauty comes out, So never judge a book by its cover, because they can be soft-spoken, but once they open their mouth, they mean business.
Yes.
So with that being said, like, what excuses have you, made for yourself that hold you back in the past, and how did you overcome those?
So, funny story.
Yeah.
I did music in high school. I started when I was 15 and I released for about a year. It went really well. And sort of at the point where it looked like it was about to really pick up, I got very scared of being seen and people knowing me. And that was something that I really struggled with. Like, I like to take my wins and losses in private. I don't like other people to know about them.
Yeah.
And I'm not someone who actually enjoys being the center of attention.
Okay.
Like, I can do it because it's my job and it's what I need to do, but I wouldn't say it's like my preference. So I think like that was something that really held me back was, when you pursue a life of the arts, you are not just, no one's just making you like a musician because you're really good. You have to be a brand. And I think I struggled with that idea of like turning me into some sort of brand and what it would mean to be in the public eye. And I let that hold me back for many, many, many years. But in the end, I realized that there is also space for people like me in the industry. And that's sort of how I actually stumbled upon house music, because when you are the vocalist on a house track, I'm not the star of the song. It's like...
Is that what you want for yourself? You don't want to be the star of the song? You want the song to shine?
Yeah,
okay,
definitely. Like when I'm working on something, like every song I do, you'll see, like I'll try and credit every single person that's worked on it. It's like, we all made this thing come to life. Obviously I understand that as a person who's releasing it, I'm the face of the brand and I need to carry it accordingly.
Yeah.
And I need to I'm the face, but I'm representing you. I'm representing all your hours at night.
So you know how to hold yourself and be accountable and responsible with the craft that you co-created.
Yes, but I don't ever want to be known as the genius behind it. Or
very humble, eh?
Well, thank you.
Oh wow, okay. You're saying all the right things here. What's going on?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. So with you, exploring, let's take it back. Like, how do you continue to grow as an individual? How do you exploring different areas of creativity help you grow as an individual, as an artist?
I mean, look, anything that happens in life feeds into creativity, and anything that happens in creativity feeds into life. So if I unlock something in my writing, I'm going to start looking for it in life, because that's just how projection works. So writing is a form of realization, and I think once you've realized something in your life, you can, it's like if I tell you like, okay, count how many yellow cars there are outside, you're suddenly going to see like 20, because it's what you're looking for. So in terms of like the progress that I try and let them feed into each other. So like at the moment, like I'm really working very hard on being a better vocalist. It means a lot to me that I'm good at what I do, and that I'm not just there because chance, and in that process I'm learning how to validate myself through progress,
of course,
and every week seeing, can you do this better? Can you hold yourself? Are you comfortable in performances?
Yes.
And that's really fed into like personal growth, because it's taught me how to not wait to be approved, but rather to just look for improvement.
You know your way of answering questions.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Was there a moment when you realized your potential, and how did it affect your confidence moving forward?
Well, I hope that I haven't realized my potential yet. I hope that I'm still to be proven wrong in a sense. I hope that there's still more. But I think, like, you know, the first time one of my songs charted, that meant a lot to me.
How did it feel for you? You know,
It was
like trended it.
You know, it was a really emotional day for me because I got the message from my publicist at the time that it had charted, and I was at my grandfather's funeral when this happened, and he was just such a beautiful musician. So I remember just crying and thinking, like, thank you, like, you know, it feels like you've given me this parting gift. And I remember telling my mom, but I didn't want to tell the rest of the family because it wasn't the right time and space. But it felt like the start of something big, I'd say.
Would you ever thought that one of your tracks is gonna be like charting?
No.
Have you ever thought that? Did you not believe in yourself that way? I mean, you have a gift and you don't believe in yourself.
I hoped for it, but I didn't think that that's what would come. Like, when I make stuff, I really wanted to connect with people. And I think growing up, you know, I used to wake up every Saturday and like listen to the charts, and you know, I didn't think that way. Like, I hoped for it. I hoped that would be my outcome, but it wasn't. My brain didn't even stretch there. And every week I feel like stuff happens to me that I didn't even imagine for myself.
Then how do you track your progress of, like, you know, of your success, especially when you hoping and wishing that you become the person that you want to be or have your art be recognized? You know, how do you even like monitor that? How do you stay hopeful or be confident that you're good enough, you know, that I am good enough musician and my track will be charting one day?
So that's something that comes from within. So I will never rely on progress for that. I'm good enough because I say so. And
okay, love the confidence you're good enough because you say
you're welcome to agree with me, and if you do, then you're a listener, and I appreciate that, and thank you, and welcome to the community. If you don't, thank you so much for listening. Enjoy your time.
You don't believe in haters, you know?
No, we all resonate with something, and it's up to you to find that. So
I feel like I'm in a therapy session actually. It's gonna be like, okay.
No, but like, if you like what I make, thank you so much. We're on the same like journey in life, you know. I'm making stuff for you. You know, and hopefully what you do, you're making for me as well. But
you're very motivated too.
I'm not motivated, I just passionate, and I feel like I'm on purpose. So I'm good enough because I say so. I will never measure that.
So there's no days where you're like, ugh, whatever, I'm at the stage where I want. Do you even have levels, you know, like in terms of where you want to be, or you just like whatever happens, you know? I'm just gonna do what I love, what I enjoy, and what the universe decides, I'll be grateful regardless. So I want to answer both questions. Yeah, sure. There's too many questions going on.
No worries. Okay. So number one, yes, I have many days where I struggle. I'm definitely somebody who, well, actually, you know what? When you try and accomplish anything, your brain is going to give you every single reason to stay back in your comfort zone. And if your comfort zone is not realizing the abundance that lies behind like your deepest desires, then that's where you're going to stay. So of course my brain does that. Every brain does that. But
negative energy.
But I mean, if I wait for every chart movement, or for, you know, my Spotify monthly listeners, or for whatever, like if I wait for a metric, I'm always going to be waiting for a metric, you know. And for that reason, I have decided to stop measuring that and to stop relying on that to pull me out of a bad space. I'm good enough because I say so, and that's something that I say to myself. Even I can be crying and being like, I can't get this right, I can't get this right. You are good enough because you say so. No one will look, no one's going to die for you, so no one can live for you either. You know, so no one can take your life and make it happen. You can, you will. There are awful people that have gained support. You know,
not even that talented, but they still gain the support.
Not even just that. People have gained support for awful actions, right? Hitler had a whole country behind him.
You know, people want to see chaos. Sometimes it's...
I don't know what they liked about Hitler so much, but I mean, he backed himself, and you know, a lot of people lack confidence, and so when they see somebody with confidence, they think that you've got something to be confident about. So it is also part and parcel of success. And then the second question that you had asked was... Oh no, yes. Well, you would also ask like, do I have something in mind that I want to achieve?
Yes, the levels. Sorry.
And then I suppose I can tie that into motivation as well. I have things that would be cool to accomplish. Like, it would be really cool to win certain awards. It would be very cool to play certain festivals. It would be very cool to work with so and so. Those are really, I know that those are things that would make me excited. But none of those would make me happy. Happiness is a decision. So I definitely have goals, but I also know that my life has always superseded my goals. So I put in my best every single day, and I'm grateful for what comes out of it.
Wow.
And that's how I stay in gratitude and not in want. I think I focus on what has happened and what I'm happy about.
And you're grateful for those things that happened already.
Yeah, and that also keeps me motivated.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt insecure in your craft?
Of course.
And then how do you keep pushing forward when you felt those feelings?
You gotta keep making. And you know what? Sometimes like I feel insecure about songs I've already released. I sit and I listen to them and I'm like, I can hear that little inflection in my voice. Or you've gotta let it go. You really like, art is not about perfection. And
there's beauty in imperfection.
Even if it's ugly, so what? You have tomorrow, and you can make another thing and another thing and another thing, and that's progress. You can measure what you've done and see how that goes. You know?
Have you ever been this type of person that's always been secured within themselves and their craft?
I'm not secure now. Like, listen, everything I'm telling you is what I think you should, and what I think listeners should strive to think, and things that I think you should internalize. It might not always match your internal reality though. So I don't want you to think that what I'm telling you is what I feel all the time. I have days that are really tough, but I'm not going to define myself by those tough days.
Of course.
I'm going to define myself by the principles that I stand behind, and that is this. But have I always been secure in my craft? No, I took a 4-year break from making music because I didn't think I was good enough. I wasn't ready to be seen. I had all these excuses, and I don't think I'll ever be secure in my craft. I always want to get better, but there is still a healthy way to think, even if that's how you feel. Okay. 2 more questions, guys, and we can call it. So what are the most valuable lessons have you experienced in your journey in music, and how did you show it to the audience, and how did you what information can you gather from there, those lessons that you gain, and how do you turn that into something positive? I think the first thing that I've realized is that sensitivity is a superpower, especially when it comes to songwriting. I'm a very sensitive person, and I've spent a lot of my life grappling with that. Like, why is it that the world affects me so badly? Not badly, just so much, know. And I've never known how much energy it can actually give you.
Of course.
That can be transmuted and put into other things. So that was the first thing. The first lesson I would give to anybody is to tap into who you are. It's truly your greatest source of power. And the second thing is don't ever wait for other people to think your work is cool before you think it's cool. If you think it's cool, it's cool. And that is because not everybody is your listener. Like, even in your family, that just might not be their taste in music. Some of the songs I've hated were my songs that did the best. I've taken them down now, even because I don't want them in my catalog, but they are the songs that did so well. So you never know what other people are gonna like. So definitely don't measure it based on that. Just aim to make really good work and aim to have fun with what you're doing, and I promise you someone out there is going to resonate with what you do.
Man, let's go have all the answers out here, man. Okay, if you could give one piece of advice to anyone feeling stuck in failure to launch, what would it be?
You aren't getting any younger, and one of the things I always say is that there are a million excuses to not do the thing that you're really passionate about, and some of them are really good excuses. Some of them are reasons, like sometimes it's financial constraints, sometimes it's maybe you just don't feel good enough about the craft. There's many reasons. You just have to decide which of those reasons are going to be good enough for you when you look back on the life that you've lived and you say to yourself, I didn't do what I truly wanted to. And I think if those reasons can justify it, if you can be on your deathbed and say, you know what, I didn't do what I needed to do, and this is why, and you feel fine with that, then that is 100%. But if you can't live with that, then find a way to work around it as much as you can, and speak to people, get advice, look for mentors, and really try and pursue it. I think failing to launch and failing to release and failing to pursue your craft that's something that you're going to have to explain to yourself one day. So either have a really good excuse or have a really good effort. And even if you fail, at least you can say you tried.
You know, I feel like I'm in a therapy session where, you know, I feel like I'm being spiritually connected out here. I'm not trying to be funny or anything like that, but it's just very calm episode today, you know.
I'm so happy.
You know,
this is an awesome episode.
I feel like people, you should go into psychology or something, you know. I feel like I can just talk about my problems with you and just listen to it. Like,
no, we spoke about me. Next time we'll speak about you.
Okay, thank you so much. I feel like people can learn so much, you know, of behind you right now, more than just about the music, but just the person that you are and how you portray yourself. And that's very unique. And I shout out for coming to the show to give me that version of you, you know.
Thank you, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to showcase what I think and just have this awesome conversation. It was lovely meeting you.
Likewise, I appreciate you. And I don't know what else to say, but just sit here in awe, you know, like, wow, this was a very surreal moment. Yeah, the camera guy is saying we need to cut, so let me just keep that short. Yeah. Tymicah, where can they follow you for your music? And, you know, maybe you can start a YouTube channel, because I feel like you would do well in there as well. Just talking about, you know, about your life and journey. I think that would be a great venture for you, for your craft as well, but who knows?
So you can get me on Instagram. Instagram is the Tymicah Diaries. If you just search my name, though, it should come up. It's Tymicah. Otherwise, on any streaming platform if you want to connect with my music.
There you have it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next episode. Peace out.
Sip some, and you gon' get your dance on. Catch me, yeah. Drowning in ambition now. Wet. Turning all these tables now. Blip. Burning all these bridges down. Lit. Catch me, damn. Catch me.